everyone, welcome to Greedy About Books. I am Anjana, the Greedy Reader, and I am completely and totally obsessed with books. So that's all that you're going to hear here. So today I will be talking to you about two books, and I'm trying to make my videos quite concise because I do not want to bore you. I do not want to ramble on about books. So I'll try to make it crisp and short. Not too short that I do not tell you what it's about, but short enough that it does not bore you. So let me start by telling you about the book that I read in July. And later I will talk to you about the book that I will read in August. I'm planning to read in August. So in July, I read this really delightful book called Penguin Lessons by Tom Michel. So this is actually a true story. It is a story of what happens when Tom Michel goes to Argentina, Buenos Aires, in a school to teach. So in his 20s, Tom decides that he wants to see the world, and what better way than to go to the other end of the world and teach in a school there. So he goes to Buenos Aires. So remember, this is the 70s, and basing himself there, he travels all around South America. And one of his travels takes him to Uruguay. On the day before he has to leave Uruguay, he walks to the beach and he's appalled at what he sees because the beach is full of dead penguins because of an oil slick. But he realizes that there is one penguin who is still alive, who's moving around and all that. So Tom initially almost walks away because he has to leave the next day for Buenos Aires. But something makes him come back and he decides to clean that penguin. But the penguin is wild and he tries to bite Tom and all that happens, but Tom somehow takes him to his vacation apartment. He cleans him up and he brings him back to the beach. He wants to leave him free. But the penguin refuses to go. And much later, Tom gets to know that when penguins are let back into the wild, they will not go if they are alone. They need a pair. So this little penguin comes behind Tom because Tom is going back. He's leaving him at the beach and he's going back. And he turns around and there's a little penguin standing right behind him, waiting to go with him. And Tom names him Juan Salvador. So Tom and Juan Salvador have this crazy journey across countries to Argentina. From Uruguay, he has to reach Argentina through customs and all those things, but he manages to do that with Juan Salvador, and he comes back to his school. And Tom establishes this little penguin, this little Magellan penguin, in this terrace which is right next to his apartment in the school campus. And Juan Salvador is a big hit. The students come to love him, the teachers love him, the staff who work there love him. There are so many beautiful incidents that are, set forth in this book about Juan Salvador's interactions with other people. Juan Salvador is a favorite among a lot of students who want to talk to him because this little penguin will look you in the eye and he will look very seriously at you as if he is listening to all that you're saying. So Tom often hears these rambling monologues from schoolboys who come and talk all that they want to this little penguin. So this is the story which is in the Penguin Lessons by Tom Michel. It's a true story. And I'm not telling you more about this because one is my decision to keep it short, and second because it's a small book. So you can read it easily. And if I tell you all the incidents, then there's nothing left to read. And you have to read this book. The narrative is very linear, okay? And there's not many complexities or layers or characters or nothing like that. It is Juan Salvador, who is the central character, and Tom Michel, who deals with him. So read this book, The Penguin Lessons by Tom Michel, and it'll give you a fair idea of the life of a Magellan penguin. And there is one line in this book. There are many different places where Tom Michel has, set forth certain ideas very beautifully. And there's one line which I want to read to you. So I shall fit my glasses and tell you. So quote, "How in a world so full of astonishing beauty and priceless wonders had humans devised such misery, and not just for our own species," unquote. So these are certain things that we should all be thinking about and trying to do something about it and trying to contribute, in our own small little way to make this a better place, to save the world, actually. So that was the Penguin Lessons by Tom Michel, which you should read. Now I will talk to you about the second book, or rather the book I'm going to read in August, and it is this book. It's called The Grand Tour, and it is a collection of letters and diary entries and photographs set over 10 months. When Agatha Christie and her husband traveled across the world, they went to, they started from England, they went to South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Hawaii, and Canada, and then returned to England. So Agatha Christie writes mainly to her mother and also to some other people. Then there are these lovely photographs, a lot of photographs. Almost in every page there are photographs. I thought maybe I will get to know more about the author, more about Agatha Christie and who she really is, more than the brilliant writer of mysteries. And are there reflections of her characters that I can find in her? See. So these are the things that I want to know from this book. I don't know how much in depth it goes, or is it just a description of the places and the people she meets. So let me read this and see, and I'll tell you how it is. So right now, I just want to tell you that this is a book which is about Agatha Christie's travels across the world with her husband. And it is a collection of, like I said, I think I'm repeating myself, so I shall stop right there. Wasn't that short and sweet? It was, no? Short, definitely. Don't know about the sweet part, but short, definitely. There's not much I can tell you about this book, but I just wanted to tell you there's a lovely little book like this, which has got, it looks great. Looks great. And lovely is an adjective that I use all the time. I realized when I watch my videos. All the time. So if you can send me some good adjectives that I can use for books, please do. And this is a book. So if you want to read letters that Agatha Christie has written, if you want to know more about her as a person, if you want to hear her voice through her words, then you should go and check out this book. I'll tell you how it was. That was the two books of today. It has been a very short, crisp video, according to me. So get reading and have a great week ahead. Bye-bye.